Greetings, sirs and madams. I'm Seraphic Zero, and we're playing Monster Hunter World Iceborne, the beta. So, yeah, this is a hunt of the Velkhana. This is not a speed run, and that's sort of because, you know, Vulcano is kind of a bad matchup for Lance, especially with the beta, equipment available. And it's such a bad matchup that if you guys were there for the live stream the other day, I was hunting this thing for 6 hours straight and didn't manage to kill him, but, you know, I have a few kills under my belt now. So we're actually playing this solo in multiplayer mode, so we don't have to hear the handler yak and, you know, stab us in the eyes with a map and all that stuff. So yeah, I started in area 16, and that let me grab some mite seeds. So that's going to help us do a little more damage. So the way I'm going to open this is I'm going to knock Velkhana into a wall to, you know, do some damage and then put him down. And then I'm immediately going to tenderize his head while he's still down. So this will help me just do a little bit more damage. So yeah, I'm going to mess up a little bit here and there. This hunt doesn't go exactly perfect, but yeah, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so yeah, Velkhana is very fast. Thankfully, most of the attacks have good tells and good hitboxes. The only wonky hitboxes I've noticed are on the tail stabs. Sometimes they look a little strange, and yeah, I am mistiming all of those stabs. So let me back off and go ahead and heal. Okay, so against Velkhana, I would really recommend that you have at least guard 3, because this thing, it attacks so fast, and almost all of its attacks cause heavy knockback. So, yeah, guard 3 at a minimum, I'd say. Unfortunately, the beta only has up to guard 2, so this is going to be pretty tough for Lances. So it's going to be very tough managing your stamina and managing your knockback. There are a lot of attacks that you should actually just avoid entirely instead of blocking. This attack, for instance. Yeah, that breath attack has insane knockback and chip damage. So, yeah, something to definitely be avoided. Thankfully, all the breath attacks have usually very good tells and very precise hitboxes, so you can kind of just get out of the way of them if you know how to predict them. Yeah, so those tail stabs right there, they have slightly wonky hitboxes, and they always, Velkhana always does the same number of stabs. You know, when it's not enraged, it does 2 stabs. If it's raged, it does 3. Yeah, and this sweeping breath attack and the straight breath, these both require guard up. Thankfully, the torso piece for the armor actually has guard up on it for some unusual reason. Okay, so... oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, no. Yeah, so Velkhana's breath attacks are going to form all these ice walls and stuff, and they can kind of mess up the positioning for Lance. So you can attack... they usually break if you do, 3 hits on them and stuff like that. And... normally I'd be going for the Lance charge cancel, so I can do a really heavy attack at the end of my combo. But unfortunately, in a lot of the areas that Vulcano will go to, things will not look like slopes, but they will behave like slopes. So yeah, that will mess up your combos a lot in the beta, so that's sort of unfortunate. Okay, it looks like Velkhana's leaving. Let's go ahead and just heal up a little bit and reapply some of our buffs and sharpen. Ugh, yeah, this thing is a really tough motherfucker, and yeah, kind of a bad matchup for Lance in the beta. So don't feel bad if you're having a tough time. I mean, I had a hell of a tough time against this thing. Okay, so we're gonna reapply our mite seeds and stuff, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop that rock on Velkhana, and we're going to immediately see if we can do a clutch claw on its head to tenderize the head again. Oh, and I missed the attack. That's great. Yeah, transitioning to the clutch claw stance with Lance is very slow and annoying. Yeah, a lot of people prefer to just sheath their lance instead. And like I've been considering doing that, but I'm just trying to get practice for, you know, doing the transition the way the devs intended. Not that the devs always make the right decisions. They clearly haven't here with Lance, but anyway. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I hit Velkhana in the head. Yeah, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do the... Oh, Jesus. That's the first time I've ever seen and have been hit by that attack. Weird. Okay, yeah, so like all the other Elder Dragons, Velkhana will fall over if you do sufficient damage onto its head. What the heck? I guess he blocked my shot with his wing. Yeah, so I'm trying to trip Velkhana by hitting it in the head. Velkhana has a unique mechanic where if you break off all of its ice armor, it'll actually like fall over, sort of similar to Nergigante, although he does I think he falls down for a little longer, I'm not sure. Yeah, I actually don't do that during this hunt because I'm just aiming for the head. But it's like, at least it'll be easier to do in multiplayer. Because yeah, it's a little difficult to access all of Velkhana's different parts. Yeah, I think that's my favorite attack that he does. It just looks really cool, and it's at least fun to respond to. It gives you a pretty good opening to hit him in the head. Okay, so that's what I was talking about. That does not look like a slope to me at all, but it did count as a slope, and it messed up my my lance charge. So, yeah, a lot of heavy knockback on these attacks. Yeah, and pretty much every breath attack will cause Ice Blight, so yeah, it's really dangerous for lances to have Ice Blight because all of your stamina management is just out the window, and you literally just should not power guard when you have Ice Blight. It is suicidal. Okay, he is just spamming a ton of ice attacks, and I need to find an opening to get close. Wow, that was grimy. Yeah, he was trying to snipe me even though I couldn't see. Oh, Jesus. I guess the first tail stab didn't actually hit my shield for the counter, so my second counter cancel did not work properly. Okay, I think he's targeting my cat, so I should be safe to get in. Yeah, so the reason you guys notice me using counter a lot is technically I don't have enough guard to counter the attacks successfully, but like when you have your counter broken, like the knockback is different. Like you literally don't get knocked backward, you're positionally stable, and all that happens is that your counter attack doesn't come out. So it's actually pretty safe to do that against Velkhana, because something dangerous that happens is that Velkhana will like put you into heavy knockback, and then you'll be knocked back into a different ice explosion. So I've been like I've been kind of juggled by ice explosions that way. Like I'll get hit, like knocked back by like 3 explosions in a row, and just take all of that chip and stamina damage. So it is very unsafe to get knocked back against Velkhana. So, you know, consider using the counter so you can, you know, it'll keep you from being forced backwards. Okay, so Velkhana is flimping away, and it sleeps in the same area as Uragon, surprisingly. So we're gonna just we fast travel to Camp 1, and we're gonna lance charge to catch up with it. And they indeed did update the beta where if you're standing on top of a monster when it's trying to sleep, it will not go to sleep. So yeah, you have to approach very carefully. Okay, so we have some bombs here. So I'm gonna try to set it so that the small barrel bomb sets off the mega barrel, and the mega barrel will get the multiplier on Velkhana or Ice Chicken. Okay, looks like my mantle's not ready yet. Okay, that kind of looks like the state for the Clutch Claw opening, but I was too far away to take advantage of it, unfortunately. Yeah, I've never seen a monster do that on Wake Up. That's kind of weird to me. Okay, and Vulcano doesn't really have a good visual cue that it is enraged. It kind of just looks the same all the time, you know, with or without ice armor. So you need to kind of look at the icon at the bottom to tell if it's enraged or not. Basically, if its pulse is really fast and really like erratic, then it's enraged. Oh no. Okay, here is Ice Chicken's anti-lance attack. It actually killed me. Yeah, so that attack is unblockable with guard up. So unless you just happen to be already evading it, you're probably going to get stuck. And he's going to follow up with a tail stab. So if you have the ice proof mantle on, you can actually... you're not immune to it. Oh jeez, he was just one hit away from being knocked down. That's really annoying. And he's kind of interacting with this slope kind of weird. Anyway, yeah, so the ice trap attack is very, very deadly for lances. Ice proof won't make you immune to it, but you'll actually be able to walk through the trap a little bit faster, so that can be pretty safe. Or safer. Yeah, and I find that if you get stuck into the ice trap... Whoa, I'm not sure how I avoided that. I think the trap is just interacting with the slope a little strangely. Yeah, so if you're in the trap, I would say try to walk towards him. Sometimes he'll miss with his tail attack, but not always. It's kind of a gamble. Oh man. He was just one hit away and he was just running around doing all those ice breath shenanigans. That's great. But yeah, when you get that killing blow in Velkhana, it looks really cool when all the ice shatters at the same time. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Okay, so we got a time of 11 minutes and 27 seconds, and I suppose I technically died once, but I guess it was due to the extremely unfair ice trap anti-lance attack thing, so I'm just gonna give that a pass if you guys don't mind. Yeah, so I think I spent maybe 9 hours hunting this thing so far, and I only got about 4 wins like out of it, so it's been pretty damn brutal, and I really don't want to do a speedrun. But yeah, I'll come back for it in the main game when I have my proper equipment. But anyway, guys, that's just some things to help you guys fight the Vulcano. Hopefully you have better luck with it than I do. But anyway, that's it for now. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.